What is up, my Dust family? This is Demens Grimwolf coming from you. Not really live, I guess. Never really thought of it that way, but anyways, so I'm not doing this as I actually play. I'm doing this kind of post, adding in some voice. I'm going to talk about the different builds and stuff that I use as a heavy, and a little bit of my CPM platforming, I guess. So let's go right into it. So when I come in and I see the rings map, usually I tend to go heavy. Assaults really don't do well on that map. I mean, they can. Just not really the optimal fit, to be honest. It can be kind of fun, but I don't know. There's nothing like going in as a heavy and just mowing people over. So I called on my quaif. I don't know exactly what I was waiting for. I think I was talking to somebody at this point, trying to do something. And we'll get moving here shortly. Or not, really. I mean, the rear end of the quaif LAV is a lot of fun. There we go. So, one of the things I want to do as a CPM, and I guess you could probably notice this, especially if you've played heavies at all, is that there's really not a lot of heavy builds. In fact, I think it was prior to this match, one of the other guys in my squad asked me what fit I used as a Caldari Heavy, and I told him, you know, my primary fit, which is the one you see me running in this match, and he mentioned that his is kind of similar to mine, but with like only two different mods. Not even really two different mods, just replacing one that I use a duplicate of for another mod, and there really was no difference in the actual fit. And funny enough, I have the exact same fit, just using a different HMG. Really is no choice as far as like actual legitimate builds go, in my opinion. You have only a handful of good ones. I mean, if you go up against a Mar Heavy, you can pretty much assume that they're armor stacked. If you go up against a Caldari Heavy, you pretty much know that they have a shield regulator in their lows and possibly some damage mods up high. That was some very bad aim on my part. I don't know what was going on there, but I'm going to assume that I had a dog trying to get in my lap, as I have two of them. And that guy should have just run. Anyways, so I think that's one of the problems that the next CPM really needs to work on, to be honest. I know, talking to at least some of the people in my corp, there's I want to bring this up. Oh god, I mean, the jumping thing, some people really love it, and it does provide a different aspect of the game, but they really need to split that module up. You really need a damage mod and then a jump mod, and it needs to go either into the lows, in my opinion, which would kind of make more sense than the highs, but who am I to judge there? But I digress. I really think the CPM2 kind of needs to force CCP's hand and expanding modules and their usefulness. There really isn't a lot going on here, and when you build a suit, once you become familiar with that suit, you start to notice there's only about 2, maybe 3 variations of a good fit for that suit. And most people will only have like maybe one module change from how you're actually using that suit. Just because their playstyle might be slightly different, and you know, they prefer a damp to, you know, one more armor plate or whatever. But there really isn't a huge difference, and it's really sad because we're presented with these great Lego blocks that we can oh yeah, and if you notice, if you were paying attention, that blueberry straight up killed our team member, so I returned the favor. Sorry, blueberry. but you had to die. Anyways, blueberries. Sometimes they're quite special, even in faction warfare, which is what I'm playing here. But yeah, we're provided with these like great Lego play sets that are the suits, to build off of. But we just we just don't have a variety. We don't have enough Lego bits, in my opinion, to actually play with, or at least not enough viable Lego bits. So I really, God, there's just so much when I start thinking about it. There's so much I want to do with the suits, personally, not only like in game, but stuff that I would like to see changed. That it's not depressing. It's just kind of overwhelming, I guess. Anyways, so let's talk about what's going on in the game here. The red team really wasn't doing a very good job of pushing to the objectives. If you notice that they were mostly kind of filtering in like 1, 2 at a time. There was no like concerted push. And even though I think we were running 6 people in our squad here, we weren't really Q-synced. We were able, I think it was either 6 or 8 this round. And really bad aim there for me at the beginning. And this guy's using Agimus because he is #1 A-class hero, douchebag. And, they weren't really trying to push in as one group. Just 1 or 2 people at a time are just going to get slaughtered, even by a single heavy, kind of regardless of what fit you're using. So, that Agimus guy, I think we'll have to check that together at the end here, see what he actually ended up going, but I don't remember any of our guys killing him, sadly. It would have made me quite happy if we did. But, yeah. Actually, now that I'm sitting here watching the video, the one thing, and I get remoted. I don't know how we got the remote in, but anyways. One thing that I'd like to experiment with is the Minotaur Heavy. Mostly because the Minotaur Heavy is a little bit faster than the Caldari Heavy. I finally started to spec into it. I'm I think rank 2 now. And so I've used the basic, and I did quite well with it, actually. Sadly, I don't have it recorded, but I think I ended up having like a 20-2 match, and then like a 10-2 match using just like the basic Minotaur Heavy. That was a bad decision on my part to kind of charge headlong into that, because there's the 2 mash driver White Knights sitting up on the Overwatch positions, but what can a heavy do? So let's take a look over here. They're starting to get a little bit better in their push. As you can see, they're still doing 2, 3 at a time, but at least their mass drivers are containing us. We can't really go on that side, so they kind of have free reign of that side of Bravo, which is really good. It works out real well on PC if we can do that. And Bravo, man, the letter switch destroys me. I'm at Alpha. Man, can they stop moving the letters around? God, I hate it. It's almost impossible to come up with a strategy. You tell somebody, hey man, I need you at Bravo. And they're like, I am at Bravo. And he's like, man, no, I'm sitting here looking around. And they're like, do you mean Alpha? Like, oh yeah, I'm at Alpha. Oops. So, right here, they're actually trying to make a concerted push. If you had stopped to count, I think there was 5 or 6 red dots showing up on the map. And we push in 3 heavies. There's a 2 plus a Logi and a Min Assault. We just push them right up in there. Wipe them out pretty quickly. Not really sure what they were using. Even their assaults seem like paper tigers, which generally isn't a good thing. I mean, if you're an assault, you kind of want to be a little bit strong. And right here, God, I want to put in yakety sax. That was crazy. Should have killed that guy, but whatever. What can you do? Ran out of ammo. So they're finally taking their home letter. It looks like their team got a little bit smart. They took Delta and then took Echo. That's one way of doing a comeback. But with that little number of clones versus our clones, and they're going to have to push in the city and take something. I guess try to sweep in, take Bravo, pincer your way into Alpha from the opposite side, and then pinch our team on Charlie. But with the way they've been filtered into the city and their proclivity for mass drivers, that really never happens. And this guy up here becomes the bane of my existence. I kill him twice, I want to say. I get him once right here, and then a clutch headshot at the very end of the game in order to clone him out. I was actually quite pleased with myself at that. I'm not going to lie. So, I think something else I'd like to talk about is the direction we're going for this game. Sadly, at least a lot of the veteran players, none of us play pub matches anymore. And back in the day, I loved playing pub matches. I really loved it because the number of people you run into is not the same exact people every single time. It's the only way to making money in this game, besides PC, really, and buying and selling stuff. But I always found them real fun. You get like a couple of people and just hit the pubs and have an enjoyable time of playing Dust. Now, I hit up the Squad Finder since we got Squad Finder. Go into a random squad, go play some pubs. My Muse setting generally upsets the balance, though, and it's kind of unfortunate because you rarely get into a pub that, or at least a pub squad that can kind of handle a high Muse. And that's the problem. A lot of people now play faction warfare solely because of how bad the Muse system really is in this game. That needs to be changed. It really does. It almost hurts to try to play a pub match and get into one of these just bad rounds. But anyways, I'm running out of footage. I'll try to, come up with a better topic next time, a more planned out topic, so y'all have something to listen to and enjoy. Anyways, thank you very much, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.